Hello, everyone. My name is Not Wedge, and welcome back to part two of the series that looks at every booster printed by Magic the Gathering. All right, so now we're in the modern era. Modern begins with the 8th edition, where they started printing black bordered cards again. Big core set written in the bottom half of the wrappers, and 8th edition, July 2003, is a steel green color background. 9th edition comes out in July 2005 and has a much more darker green color. 10th edition, that is marked with the Roman X, had at least 5 different colored boosters, all different, all very pretty and nice to look at. Okay, so for the last little while, Magic the Gathering was printing core sets about every 2 years, and starting in July 2009, I think they figured that, hey, let's print a core set every year. And in July 2009, they came up with M10, not to be confused with 10th edition. Now, they kind of look vanilla, these packages kind of look very similar. Images are in the middle. Packages are kind of dark. And they all have like the same logo. M10, M11, M12, M13, M14, and M15. Well, okay, M15 looks quite nice. White wrappers with these neon colors, purple, blue, green. And to be completely honest with you, that's when I, returned to the game, I suppose, with M15. Every time you try to leave the game, they just won't let you, and they keep pulling you back. Unlike many other YouTubers, I didn't even hear about Magic the Gathering until like the late 90s. Most of the guys at my school, they were much more into Pokemon, which I thought was ridiculous. But if it was, if it would have been Magic the Gathering, then I think I'd be much more open to it. And I'm happy I discovered the game. I don't even remember what expansion or core set was out, but I can look it up, I suppose. There was no one who played the game around me, unfortunately, right? So, I'd buy a deck here and there, and I didn't even have the internet. Also until the late 90s. So I knew nothing about deck building, but, enough about me. So let's continue. When Wizards of the Coast announces the end of core sets. Bum, bum, bum. Yes. And Magic Origins, the last core set. And I remember people saying, oh man, you know what they should call it? Omega. Which I thought was pretty funny. First set being alpha. So, alpha and omega, right? Kind of like bookending it. But of course, when Wizards of the Coast says something, there's at least a 50% chance that the opposite will be true in the future. So, of course, we know that Core 2019 came out earlier this year. Are you happy about it? Who knows? Okay, thanks for watching part 2 of our series where we look at every booster pack ever printed by Magic the Gathering. And we're going to move on to something much more flavorful, the expansion sets. Thank you, and ciao, ciao.